Hi, today we're going to be doing a label review on a product that I picked up locally. It's made by Apothecary Soaps. The main thing we're going to be looking for is to see if all the required components are actually on the product label. On the front, we want the product name. That's the name that's used for the product that makes it uniquely identifiable. The next thing we're going to need is the product identity. That is what it is. And finally, on the front, we need the net contents. On the back, or on the sides or somewhere else, we should have the business name and address, which in most cases should include the street address, and if applicable, the ingredient declaration. And of course, we're going to be looking to see if they're there and are they correct. All right, here we have our Apothecary Soap, which we're going to do our label review on. You can see that I called it Apothecary Soap, so that's obviously the product name. We also have that as the identity, clearly stated that it's soap, so we have the identity, what it is. And we have the net weight stated on the product, which is net weight 4 to 5 ounces. Now, while we have the net weight stated, it's not actually correct because the net weight can't have any kind of qualifications on it. It can't say approximate or give a range or say not less than. It has to be a specific amount. So we don't meet the regulations there. Also, while it looks like it's big enough, it doesn't have quite enough room in between it. It's a little crunched in there. It should have more space above and below. So that gives us what we have on the front. And we'll take a look at the back next. Here's the back of our soap, and as you can see, it has ingredients and some additional information. We do have the website here, which is good, but we don't have the business name and address stated on the package anywhere. It does say Auburn, Washington, but even if we had the business name and address, it would still need to have the city, state, and zip always on it. The street address is required if it's not included in an online listing or a website or otherwise available under the business name. So we don't have the business name to look for, and we don't have a street address, and we don't have a zip code. So that doesn't quite meet the regulations. As far as the ingredient declaration goes, there's nothing saying on here that this soap does anything other than cleans, so it doesn't fall under a cosmetic unless they make claims on their website. So the ingredient declaration isn't required, and it doesn't have to meet the strict requirements that a cosmetic ingredient declaration needs to follow. But that said, this looks like it's an ingredient declaration, and a consumer would probably assume that it has everything correctly listed. It doesn't actually meet those requirements. It's a little bit confusing because it says saponified oils, including all these things, but then it also says sodium hydroxide, which you could either list what goes in or out of the pot. What comes out are the saponified oils, but not sodium hydroxide. What goes in are the oils and sodium hydroxide. So that's a little bit confusing. The fragrance oil, it should just say fragrance. There's no specifications for fragrance oil or essential oil. So that gives us our back. Like I said, the ingredient declaration is not required on a soap that's exempt from the definition of a cosmetic. But that said, this ingredient declaration statement is a little bit confusing. And finally, I thought we'd take a look inside and see what the soap looks like. So it's glued down here on the sides. There we go. Let's see, the sticker comes off pretty easily. And inside we have sort of a creamy looking soap. It's pretty hard. Looks good. Looks like there might be a little bit of a dreaded orange spot starting right about there, but it's a fairly nice looking soap. So there you have it. It's our label review of Apothecary Soap, Orange Clockwork Orange Soap, and I hope that helps you understand what to look for when you're reviewing your own label. If you would like to have your label reviewed, I do have a label review service. There's information on my website. You can go to the link that's shown or click on the link below. Until next time, this is Marie Gale with a labeling review for your listening and viewing pleasure. See you next time.